Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast here in Watford today with Kola Koyejo. This is a shock for me because I come down here and I was messaging Josh last night saying who's going to be here. And apparently now he trains you, which I didn't know. So it's good to see you again.
Very much you too, Oscar. Good to see you, my brother.
Tell me how this all this worked. Actually, no. Let's take it back. So I interviewed you at Stonebridge. Me, Kola signed with Boxer, and there was a little media day. Spoke to a couple of the guys down there, including yourself. We got to know a little bit about you, your journey and whatnot. And from then to now, a lot would have gone on. Talk to me.
At the same time, a lot has gone on. Like nothing has kind of gone on at the same time. I've been training for like a very long time. From that interview, I hadn't actually stopped training. I just continued training. Being hopeful for a date. Just training. And nothing happened, unfortunately. I was still like just going at it, still training, but during the middle of lockdown, nothing was really, like small halls only just really started like a month or two ago. So it was kind of stressful, and firstly, I just want to say thank you to Blackstone Management, and Ali and all of Stonebridge, because they really, really, when I was drowning in life, they really, they gave me armbands and they helped me breathe, man. They brought me back to boxing. Like anytime I've been upset in my life, it's like I've not been boxing anytime, and Ali brought me back to boxing, and I'll be forever grateful for that. All the coaches there, Tops, Ema, Coach Bilal, Coach Steve, I hope I'm not Sultan, I'm very grateful for all of them. So, but yeah, so time had gone on and nothing was happening, and I don't know why, something just, like, stuff had happened, and I just thought, you know what, maybe it's my time to leave. And I'd left Stonebridge, and I always said, if I wasn't at Stonebridge, the next person I'd like to train with is Josh. Because we'd come a few times, and I'd seen, like, when we were sparring Josh's fighters. I just don't know, I just saw the way he did pads and this and that. And I lived just around the corner as well, so on top of that, it worked. And I came here maybe like a month ago, 5 weeks ago, and training. I love it. I really do. Everyone in here is quite cool. There's Baluta, I know he's got like, I think he's like ranked 14 in the world or something crazy. Obviously you got Jez Smith, Anis Taj, Slav. So like it's a good team, everyone's all boxing and it's cool, man. It's really good here. So.
Yeah, see, I didn't know you was a Watford boy, so yeah. I presumed that when I heard you'd left Stonebridge, I thought you'd left like sort of a local club to yourself. You're not really going massively out your comfort zone here, so you've got everything you need within a small vicinity, and I was just like, right, let's knuckle down and do what I'm best at.
Yeah, no doubt. That's one thing I've always said, is that I wanted to bring Watford with me on this journey, because all I want to do on this boxing journey is just get as far as I can, but have fun along the way. I don't want it to be one of those things where it's like, just snaking and all this stuff. Like, if I can have fun and everyone around me have fun whilst we get there, then that's what it's about. So, being from Watford, I get support from everyone around here. Like, like bouncers. Honestly, the bouncers would see me when I stopped boxing. There's a guy called Wayne, one of the bouncers at a club in Watford, and anytime he would see me, he'd be like, "Nah, you're not coming in." And then like, there's just so many people around here that just support my journey. Even when I wasn't boxing. So now that I'm back boxing, and I've got a fight on the 4th of December in Watford, I'm hoping that my first fight back after a long time, I can really bring an army of Watford people, to...
Does it feel like, well, it hasn't happened yet, so I don't know what it feels like, but do you think it will feel like potentially a professional debut again? Because your last fight would have been March, on the cusp of lockdown. Yeah. And so much has happened, a week before, so much has happened in that time. Do you almost feel like getting under the lights again and doing your thing, it's going to feel like a debut?
I get nervous every single fight. Every single fight I'm scared, I'm nervous, but I can't remember I've been sparring for 2 years, almost 2 years now. It's almost been 2 years since I haven't boxed. So yeah, I feel like it really will feel like a debut all over again. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Nerves are always good. You know, nerves are your friend. They're not really your enemy, you know. The more nervous you are. Some people say they're not nervous, and good for them. I'm nervous every time. Sparring, nervous. Like, if I'm not nervous, something's wrong. So, I'm just happy to get back out. Honestly, man, I haven't boxed in so long. And boxing's literally like my entire happiness in my life, man. And to be back out again, especially in Watford, it's just, you know, I can't even, like, it leaves me speechless, man, because really, like, it just means so much to box. Like, I haven't done it in such a long time, man. And it's been such a long journey, but the journey's the nice bit. You know, you have to love the journey. The journey's not going to be easy. It's full of bumps, and, you know, with the bumps, that's what gives you the hunger to just keep going. So I'm happy that I've had all this before my even third fight. I haven't even had 3 fights yet, 2 fights, and I couldn't even tell you the stories that have happened.
I was going to say, I feel like you've been on a journey and you've pretty much not even really started your boxing career.
Started, and so much has happened, like so much that would almost make me like, it got to a point I was like praying and I was asking God, I was like, am I not meant to do this? Like, do you not want me to box? Because what is happening here? Like, my leg, COVID, like just everything. I'm just like, what's like, you know, I was almost, part of me thought that all this was happening to say, nah, don't do this. But I can't quit. You know, boxing's the only thing that really makes me happy in life, man. You know, I've sacrificed friendships, relationships, just for this boxing stuff. So, you know, like, that's what I mean. The journey has been so long and the journey hasn't even started yet. So hopefully all this is just going to be, you know, plain sailing and everything smoothly. So I hope.
If anything makes me want you to achieve something, it's not because you're a nice guy and I like you. I mean, it is because of that, but it's also because we need a movie when you win a world title. We need a movie and autobiography just to let everyone know what the fuck has happened. Have you spoke about, look, obviously, like I said, it might feel like a debut again. It's been so long. You're just looking forward to getting back out there in your hometown. Have you thought potentially about what could be further than this when you spoke to Josh originally and said, right, can we work together? Did he go, this is the aim 12 months down the line, this is what potentially we want to do and want to achieve? Or did you just have to look at it as, I'm going to have that first fight and then we're just going to chat?
Well, yeah, I said to Josh that, you know, I think that the shortest amount of fights someone's had, or the least amount of fights someone's had to win a Southern area is 6. And I said I'd love to go for the Southern area by my 5th fight.
That was Danny Darko, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, my boy Danny Darko. Yeah, sick, mate. That's something for the history books.
He said that he got it on his 6th fight. So I always thought to myself, from when I heard that, I was like, all right, you know, 2 fights in, maybe, just maybe. Because I would need to do, my next fight would need to be a 6-rounder. I think Southern area is 8 rounds, or...
You've stumped me. I don't know. But Southern area fights are always wars. I know that much. That's what I do know.
So, anyway, I said that I wanted to go for that by my 5th fight. And Josh said, let's just see how your next fight goes. You know, we'll take every fight as it comes. But what I liked also about Josh, he's a very serious person, you know, and he doesn't want journeyman, which I also don't want. I said, and I've said this before, I just want one more journeyman. And then after that, like 50-50 fights, because like, even when I'm sparring, if someone's not coming to do what I'm doing to them, I'm just like, ugh, like, I'm bored. Like, come and give me war. Like, well, not war, but even if it's like controlled aggression, but give me something and we can work, and there's excitement in it. But, you know, journeymen, some aren't really game. Like, some just want to, you know, come in, get like beat up and then leave. But
tuck up because they got another fight in 2 weeks, for example. And they need to make a living. Yeah,
you know, like my 2nd fight, I boxed Darryl Sharp, and I could not watch that fight. It took me like, I had that fight in March, and I didn't watch it till maybe November. I could not watch it.
Bear in mind, we was all stuck indoors as well with nothing to do, exactly. And you still couldn't watch the fight.
Couldn't watch it, and even now, probably have I find it very hard. I've watched it once, and like I found it so hard to watch it because when people are coming and they're paying £40, £50, like, etc. to watch you box, I felt like that was just a boring performance. Like everyone was like, "Oh, you wanted the knockout," and I was like, "No, it wasn't the knockout. I just wanted everyone to come and enjoy themselves and like, oh, like have a good fight." But it was just hugging and like it was just a scrappy fight. And I just remember thinking, like, people were taking pictures with me afterwards, and my face was like I was just like, I found it hard to just get over it. But I watched it back, obviously, and I wouldn't say that I was happy with it, but I'm happy that I learned from then, like, give good fights. That's all you need to do. Just give a good fight, you know, and that's what I want to do. Continue to just give the good fights, man, you know, because boring fight, like, people are paying, like, even now, and that's something that you owe. Like, when I see that people are paying £50 to come and watch my next fight, I owe you hard work in the gym. I owe you that. I need to be in the gym. I need to do my runs, because if you're taking £50 out of your pocket, especially around Christmas, to come and watch me box, I owe you to kill myself in the gym to give you something that you can be like, yeah, worth it. You know, that was a good night of boxing, you know.
Would you say you're not sort of record shy as well then? And by that I mean, you're talking about 50-50 fights. You are unlikely to finish your boxing career. You may do with a perfect record. Yeah. Not many do. Yeah. But would you say that you're not record shy? Because you see a lot of fighters who early doors almost feel like they have to get themselves to 10-0, 11-0, 12-0 just to get into that position where people go, oh, that's a nice record. He deserves this opportunity, or he will get this opportunity. Are you not scared to then go into a fight and potentially when you get your 10th win, you might be 10-2? Are you not scared of perhaps stepping up too early or fighting out of your comfort zone early doors?
Like, and I always say this to myself, like, there's so many 4-0, 3-0 light heavyweights out there. And how it just works out is that you don't end up, these people, from what I've seen, these 4-0, 5-0 don't end up boxing each other until like they've had like 20 fights. What's the point? Why delay the inevitable? If you're going to box, let's box now. Let's have two, like, I just want 2 more fights and I will box anybody. And I really mean that, because record, okay, you might have, like, you can have a record of 150 fights and 148 wins. And those 2 people that you boxed, those 148 people that you boxed were rubbish. And the 2 people you boxed were good. Like, record doesn't mean anything. You may have boxed X, Y, and Z, but you haven't. I don't know, man. Like, whoever you boxed, you haven't come. And, you know, this will, again, it will sound like I'm bigging myself up, but you've boxed that many people, but you haven't met me. We haven't boxed, and I'm not them. And, you know, I could say this, and, you know, there are other light heavyweights out there who are very good, very good. There's a few old boys. There's Carol Ituama, you know, he's very good. Ezra Taylor, you know, he's another very good boxer. 4-0, 5-0, 6-0s, you know. Like, why must we wait to boxing? People always say that boxing's gone dead. Let's make it exciting again. That's what makes people excited. Like, very good 50-50s fairly early on, you know, so all in due time, you know.
Well, 50-50s are what gets the small hall scene bustling. I think you see too many small hall shows where the odds, and this is not just small hall boxing, because you get TV shows like it where the odds are just massively stacked in favour of the home fighter. So 50-50s are what gets the small hall scene bustling. It's what gets people talking. And if you win on December 4th, God willing, we are going to see, hopefully, a big 2022.
Yeah, God willing, you know. Like, I can't, and again, this is something that lockdown has taught me. Later is not given. Like, we say later, like, it's given to us, like, we own time. I say, like, I'm just going to take every day as it comes. I come into the gym, I take every day as it comes. That fight will come, I'll take every day as it comes. In the new year, God willing, you know, I'll be able to really, really put myself out there and box the people that I need to box, you know, and give everybody exciting fights. You know, I don't want a war. I don't want to go in there and war people and bash my head, I bash your head. You know, I want to do this smart, you know, smart boxing, not just, like, I may be a come forward, like, aggressive fighter, which I believe that my style is it's kind of exciting, you know. I like to take heads off, but at the same time, using my head and not using my head to get like adds to block, like using my head to get in and find the opponent. So, you know, I believe that I can give people very exciting fights, and God willing, in 2022, yeah, we'll be able to have more interviews in, you know, in better places, you know, and after really big events, God willing, you know, hopefully next year. I really hope that I can go for some sort of title. If not, 2023. But I can't quit. I'm just gonna have to keep going, and eventually one day, you know, with persistence and consistency, you know, my time will come.